The recent political situation in the United States and around the world has raised the question of whether people are born liberal or conservative. Do their family upbringing, their education, and the influence of the media make them lean to the left or right in the political spectrum? A political spectrum is a system that characterizes and classifies the different political positions in relation to one another. After the French Revolution of 1789, the socialists in the French Parliament sat on the left and conservatives on the right, hence the terms left and right, which are used today. Man has always been challenged by his Creator. These challenges come through natural causes such as earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, fires, or due to biological, educational, religious, political, and other human differences. Let us see if this way of thinking relates to the three human characters: innate character, inherited character, and acquired character. The innate character bestowed by God upon man is purely good, yet that character differs among men according to the degrees they occupy. All degrees are good, but some are more so than others. Every human being possesses intelligence and capacity, but intelligence, capacity, and aptitude differ from person to person. And more importantly, it's measured by moral and ethical quality. The inherited character arises from the strength and weakness of man's constitution. That is, if the parents are of weak constitution, then the children will be likewise. And if they are strong, then the children will also be robust. The acquired character arising from education exerts an enormous influence. Through education, the ignorant become learned, the cowardly become courageous, and the barbarous nations become civilized. Brain scans show that people who self-identify as conservative have larger and more active right amygdala, an area of the brain that's associated with expressing and processing fear. This aligns with the idea that feeling afraid makes people lean more to the right. Greater liberalism, on the other hand, was associated with a larger anterior cingulate. Anterior cingulate is an area of the brain that is related to decision-making, socially driven interactions, and empathy-related responses. With only the measurements of these two brain regions, you can correctly guess whether an individual was conservative or very liberal. A Pew Research Center study from 2014 showed that liberals were more likely than social conservatives to describe themselves as compassionate, trusting, upbeat, and optimistic. Conservatives were more likely to say that they were people of honor, duty, and religion. Political scientist John Alford's research at Rice University shows that 40 to 60% of the variance in our political attitudes comes from genetic differences between individuals. The remaining differences come from environmental factors. The idea that education would make a person more liberal is nothing new, and to some degree, that appears true. There's good evidence that going to college leads people to have more liberal attitudes on social issues, in particular on issues of tolerance, of difference, and of issues of gender equity, says Neil Gross, sociology professor at Colby College. Gross has performed extensive research on liberalism at colleges. Gross says that women also vote Democrat more than men. So as the number of highly educated women grew, so did the left. This supports the concept of acquired character, which is gained through education. Except for those few countries in the world who have only one-party system, the majority of the world's political systems are either two-party or multi-party. People in all parts of the world fall within the boundaries of liberal or conservative. This creates different opinions in any governmental organization, which causes clashes of ideas, resulting in better decisions for a better solution to a particular problem. Even in the one-party system, people with different opinions participate in consultation to arrive at the most favorable and most desirable solution to a problem. God's creation is diverse, but He has challenged people to work together and solve problems to improve the lives of their family, country, and the world. The proper knowledge and the insight, if adopted, can restore the spiritual health of the world and elevate the human race to tranquility. The inherited capacities and, to some extent, innate capacities of the people will gradually change and be modified by the acquired capacities, which is gained through education. God's challenge for humanity will eventually lead His people towards an ever-advancing civilization.